Hey guys, it's Sean. Welcome to Model Monday. And can you guess what car we're going to do today? Well, we're going to do a quick walk around on this car. And why is this car special? Well, we're doing the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am model today. And guess what this is? Well, this car was not featured in the Smokey and the Bandit movie, but this car was Burt Reynolds' personal Trans Am that was given to him by the movie studio. So this is 78, and if we look at it, you can see the wheels, you can see the Big Chicken TA 6.6. You can see all the little lines where the decals go around. And this was his car. Here's your T-tops. Here's all the pinstriping. It says Trans Am right there. There's your, the chicken, flying chicken. Here's more of the detail of how this looks. And it does have the dual exhaust there. And this is just, sometimes we get to do whole videos of Trans Ams, but this one has the 400 cubic inch V8. It's a stock V8, it's a stock Trans Am. And this was the Bandit. So, is this the true Bandit from the movie? No, but is it the true Bandit because this is the one that Burt Reynolds got as a gift from Pontiac, and Burt Reynolds, being the Bandit, drove it. So it is the Bandit's Trans Am, and we're going to build it. So there you go. The interior for this one, interior is black. The steering wheel has the gold on the inside with a black center top. It does have power windows. It's all black in there. Everything's black in there except for the dashboard around the dials, which is a prismatic gold. Other than that, everything in that car is black. So now that you've seen what we're building, let's build it. Oh, by the way, if you like this thing, please subscribe. Also check out all our real cars on the Junkyards and Barn Finds channel. If you only watch it for Model Mondays, check out the real cars. All right, guys, welcome back. That is cool, right? So that's the real car. Now, the scary thing, and this is going to be this scary for me too. The reason I have put off building Trans Ams for so long, and I've never built one as a modeler. I have literally built 1,000 models in my lifetime, but I've never built a Trans Am, and the reason is because of all the detail. So the first thing I'm going to start with is this decal sheet. And all these little decals that just have to be put on perfectly to match the real car. The real car had tons and tons of these, little details, the little paint, the little gold pinstriping everywhere, which made it a really cool car. And even the Screaming Chicken on the hood makes it a great car. It just makes it really scary to build. I think all the build's going to go great. So we're going to do the build together, and we are going to use this, which is a Krylon indoor-outdoor paint and primer gloss black. So we will paint this, the whole kit, with this. And then we will see how badly we end up butchering, or at least I do. And I hope it goes really well, but We may end up with just a plain black Firebird, be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to put the decals on together in this video. A lot of times I'll put them on, and then we come back, like we'll be done the car, then I'll go, I'm going to put the decals on, and then we come back and they're on. This one, we're going to work together to put these on to see how they go. All right, some cool things other with this car. So here is the glass, which normally we wait to look at till last, but here's the glass. The back lights, which are red, are clear, so we're going to have to paint those. We do have the tail light testers iridescent red, so we can use that. And then here is the glass, but here are the T-tops. So we're going to have to do the T-tops. And T-tops in these cars were not clear glass, they were tinted glass. So I'm trying to figure out how we do that. How should we do that? If we should do anything, maybe we just keep it the way it is, or maybe we actually get some window tint from like the automotive store and put that on, or we just leave it clear. I'm not sure. So let's see what else we got. We have 4 tires that come with it, and they are just blank tires. They are hollow tires, so you can build the wheels and then push these on, but they don't have any words on them. They're not white letter or anything, which is kind of odd. But if we look at the movie car, it didn't either. It didn't have anyone there either. I guess they didn't want to pay for that. We have the chassis, which actually has screw holes in it, and it does come with some black screws. So, and in the directions it says to screw this in. So I don't know why that is. Maybe just because it's a really old kit and people use screws. So we'll probably end up using the screws. That's good. So we've got the chassis. We've got the interior bucket without the firewall. So we're gonna have to put a firewall. We're gonna have to put seats together. Here's parts of the seats right here. We've got the hood, air intake. That part right there is right here. We've got some twin mirrors on here, which is good. We've got the side vents for the front fenders right there. And we've got a front fascia. We've got the hood, missing the air intake, which is right there. So that's cool. We've got a front end, detailed front end piece. This has metal axles front and back. They can go through here, so we can actually change the rake or the, I guess the rake of the car the way it sits. Here's the top of the motor. Here is the rest of the motor and some of the exhaust and water pumps, and this is other parts of exhaust and parts of the motor there. We have the rear axle and leaf springs, drive shaft, air shocks. This is your radiator support, firewall, and we've got the pulley system there. We have the front of the front seats, the back of the back seats are over there. We got the steering column, the dashboard. This dashboard is really cool because it does have a decal that can be used for that. And then we have really nice, if you look, you can see really nice 3D armrests and everything. So the door panels are really, really cool in here. And then we also have, here's your wheels. And here's for the air intake, big fan, pulley, and a cowboy hat. Love the cowboy hat. So we're going to put that, obviously, we'll put that on the seat or on the dashboard. Chrome pieces we have are the front grille, and I guess that is for the rear lights, I'm thinking. We've got windshield, we've got mirrors. We have the dashboard right here, and the gauge decal goes behind it. So that's really, really cool. That'll save a lot of detailing. Alternator, a couple other engine parts here, and those famous honeycomb wheels, which we will use, and we've done this before, the gilded brass from Rust-Oleum, metallic paint and primer 1. We will spray these with this. And we'll actually probably spray this part as well with this. This golded brass paint looks awesome. And so what we'll do is we'll spray this with that paint, and then we will quickly just take a Q-tip and wipe off all the tips, and that will give us the same as here where it shows the honeycomb is gold, but the outside edges are silver chrome. So we'll be able to do that. And then last, but certainly not least, is the body. So it's a really nice detailed body. I don't see any flaws with it other than being white, but we will have a lot of fun with this one. The only flaw that I see is where the T-tops go. This is pretty highly raised right there. I don't know why that is, because on the real ones it's not like that. We could probably sand that down if we wanted to. It's got the holes for the mirrors, so that's cool. It's got the door handles go in there. That's cool. So I think we've got a lot of really cool body parts and sub-assemblies and everything else to put together. So when I come back, we will have all the sub-assemblies together. And in the meantime, I do have a video of a Firebird under the hood, so you can see under the hood and everything and see how the engine looks. It's a Survivor. It's a gold one. It's not the Smokey Man, but we saw the Smokey and the Bandit one, or we saw Burt Reynolds' car. So that's cool to get you excited. I want to just do this other one real quick. I'll throw it up so you can see what the engine and interior look like in detail. Then when you come back, we'll have the sub-assemblies done. So see you right after this video. They all, back then, all the Trans Ams would have these prismatic dashboards with the prism colors in there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed looking at the gold Firebird, because we could see under the hood. We couldn't see under the hood of the Burt Reynolds car, so we thought we'd put that one up. Now we've put all the sub-assemblies together, and we're ready for paint. So we have put the rear view mirror in the glass, and that is there. We used Mod Podge for that. This dries clear, so you can tell it dries clear. It looks white when it goes on, but it dries clear. We've built our engine out as much as we're going to build the engine without the chrome parts. So we'll be painting this one a Pontiac blue, Rust-Oleum blue. We have our hat, which we will do tan. Actually, tan or black? Nope, I think his hat was black, so I think we'll have to look at black. We've put together this belt, because there's two different belts with this car. So this belt is done, and this is put together. We've put together the other belt with the alternator, and we put together our fan shroud assembly with the radiator support. We have put together the ram air. Well, it's not ram air, actually. It's a cowl induction. So we put this together, so that's ready to go. We built our wheels, and we'll be painting these. Like I said, we're going to be painting the wheels and the grill and the brakes and the dashboard with this gilded brass metallic Rust-Oleum. We have the seats together, so we have both the seats together. We built the whole interior shell, adding the CB radio, which was a big thing then. So we'll be painting this black primer. We put together the suspension and exhaust system, because you have to put the exhaust on first before you can put the suspension on. And we're just going to paint this whole area black, and then we'll do some highlights with dry brushing, as well as highlights with different shades of silver. Once that's done, black primer. We put the car body together, so we put the mirrors on. We also put the vents in. As you can see, we put the door handles on, because actually the door handles for these cars are not chrome, they are black. So we put all the door handles on, so this is ready to be painted. And so that's all our sub-assemblies. And we'll be painting almost everything black. We're going to, like I said, we're going to use this Crayon gloss black here, because I like this. But first we will, and that's a gloss black primer paint. So I don't think we don't have to primer this. So we can just go ahead and go to paint. So we won't worry about primering it. It's a primer. It's a gloss black paint and primer from Crayon. Usually we use the Rust-Oleum, and we will be using Rust-Oleum right here. The Seaside, which will be the Rust-Oleum color for our engine. And we will use the Rust-Oleum Universal Metallic for all the gold parts that we're going to be doing. I think that's it, though. Yeah. So we're good to go. We'll go ahead and meet you over in paint. Alright guys, so this is how this is going to work, and we won't have all of it on camera. So I'm going to spray the wheels with this metallic, and then as soon as I spray it, I'm going to go in and use a Q-tip to wipe down the high points. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, I think that worked really well. So the insides of it, the edges are still chrome, but the inside is all gold. I don't know how that looks on screen, but that's how it really looks. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I wanted. All right, we're back from paint, and we're gonna get started on the details of our major paint. So we painted this gold, and if you look on the box over there, and if you look on the real one, we basically here have to get the grille to be black. So we're gonna use our black panel line accent color, and we're just gonna go ahead and put this down here and do black panel line accent in there, and that will get that black. And we'll do this side over here. And so that's done right there. I'm gonna put this over here. So that'll hold that straight up and down. Let that dry. And now we're going to use these wheels. So I don't know if you could tell on the video or not, but these are gold. And then what we did was we took a took a Q-tip, and as soon as we painted gold, we went ahead and wiped all the gold paint off the edge. So that if you look in this box, the wheels, especially where these honeycomb wheels, were gold on the inside and chrome steel, like the silver on the outside, and then the centers were blackened. So we're just going to do the center caps and get that. That's all we gotta do right there. There you go. Look at that. Well done. So we'll do these 4. Very simple. Oh. Alright. And this one. Alright, so they're done. Alright, next we're going to paint the engine and transmission. So let's get the silver paint right here. And this is Model Masters, which you can see this is steel, it's silver, but $369 for Paradise Hobbies. This thing I think I bought 8 or 10 years ago. And use one of my good brushes here. Just so you know, my brushes, these brushes here, some of these are 10 or 12 years old. And how I was an artist out down here for a long time, and I basically use Dawn dishwasher fluid, and that will get rid of whether it's oil-based paint or not. I just I push a little dab of Dawn in the sink, and then I just put these in the brush in there to clean it, and it'll clean any kind of paint off it, watercolor, oil-based paint, all the testers paints and stuff, and it keeps the bristles of the brushes very soft. You just put a dab in the bottom of the sink, and then you'll see all the paint come off into the dab, and then you just run water over it, and that's it. And that's how I've been doing my brushes for 20 years, 20 more than that, since 1984. So way more than 20 years, I guess. And we're going to go ahead and paint even though I'm not sure, I don't remember whether or not the manifold, I'm just going to make mine look like an aluminum manifold. So there we go. So we have that is painted. Bell housing. So the transmission and the bell housing is now painted. We'll go ahead and put that over here to dry. And we'll come back and finish that paint on camera here once the silver dries there. Might as well do our pulleys. Let's do our pulleys while we're here. So we'll get that pulley done, and we'll get this pulley done, and we paint the alternator. Because believe it or not, most alternators did not come chrome. They came I guess aluminum. I don't even know if it's aluminum, but most of them just came silver. And we have 2 more pulleys to do. With this pulley here. And this one right here. Okay. And the fan. It's a clutch fan. So we'll just do the clutch area. And leave the rest of the fan black. There we go. Alright. Let's see, we could do the radio. Let's do radio. And yeah, I need to get some gold, so I'm gonna get some gold paint. We'll do the steering wheel, and I think our instrument cluster came out pretty awesome. What do you guys think at gold there? In the real cars, this will be it's like a gold iridescent panel, but in ours, it's just going to be the gold there. And we just have to do, and you guys, I'll do it on camera. We just have to do the. Did I push that in? There's two little slots that popped in right there where the seats are. And you know what? I can leave it there, it's fine. Anyway, we'll do the CB radio right there. And I'll do all this on camera here in a minute. I'm gonna get some gold to do that. In the meantime, let's go underneath and do the catalytic converter right there. And we can do the twin pipes that'll come off the engine right there and right there. And then this exhaust pipe, let's make sure we get the whole catalytic converter. And this exhaust pipe goes here. And it also goes to this exhaust. Here's your muffler right there. And it comes out each side, and then that will go to our chrome exhaust tips. So this will come out here, right to there. There. And so that'll go to our chrome exhaust tips right there. And last but not least, this is our fuel tank. That will be except for where the straps are. We'll just go ahead and paint this right here. And leave the straps black. Actually, instead we'll just paint. Everything else under there was pretty much black. I mean, we can detail a little bit up here if you want. But pretty much that is all the detail that it really gets, because these cars underneath were pretty much black. So we can make sure we get cross member there, and we can get the cross member here. Just make sure we get the top of it. Other than that, I mean, that's how these cars look. They were pretty much all black underneath. Now we could dry brush if we want to a little bit later. Maybe we will. But that is all we need to do for the moment. That is done. So let's let this dry. We'll come back. We'll do what we need to do. Put this water bottle in, and I don't like it clear. I'll probably paint it with that one color that I've painted the other one. It's like an antique white. And we'll start assembling. We'll finish the engine and we'll just assemble everything. All right, see you in a little bit once I put all this stuff together. So one thing I did is I used a white craft paint, my white craft paint here, because it's watercolor. And I went and I put white behind where all the marker lights are going to be, on the front where these lights are going to be, and on the back where the back tail light, which I've painted with the iridescent brake light red, which is like a very thin, clear red that you could paint, because we're also going to use the iridescent orange for markers. But I painted the white for the background, because if you try to paint those with the iridescent colors on black, they'll just look black. So by using this white craft paint as a backing, then I basically am just going to tint the white paint, or I'm just using the white paint as the back tint. So when this goes on, it'll look really, really nice. All right. Oh, and here is using an off-white craft paint that I have. I painted this. I'll put a red cap on it, and this is our water bottle, overflow bottle, whatever you want to call it, under the hood. So now we're just gonna let everything dry, and when you come back, I'll have a lot of this together. Low tires. So let me show you how to put the rims on. So see how it has like these spikes on the outside? So what you do, all you have to do is you put it face down, and then you just push on, and as you push in, the spikes disappear, and now they're inside the tire, and your tires are on perfect. Very easy. I don't know if anybody's ever showed that, so I figured I'd show it. All right, guys. So I was going to, we typically use our black Sharpies to do our window outline, do the weather stripping and such. We can either use the black one, or we can use our chrome one. And I thought maybe we would have to use one of these to do it here. But then when I looked on the actual real cars, the weather stripping is black. So we're not even going to bother doing that because the real ones don't have it. We have this just pushed on, just the front fascia is just pushed on. I am missing, and I cannot find them anywhere, and I don't know where, but we're missing the lights that go here and here. And I thought they were actually, when I was looking at it originally, I thought these were those, but these are the inserts for the mirrors. So I don't know if I threw them out. I don't think I did. I mean, I looked through all the used sprues, so I don't know where they are. So for now, I could get pieces off of another model and put them in, but I'm just not going to glue this front piece on because this front piece is just pushed on, and that's fine. It pushes on through these. It just pushes right onto these two piece posts that stick out. I'm sorry. So it sticks out of these posts, but these lights are missing, and I'm gonna contact Revell models. They're really good if you're missing a piece, and find out where those pieces are and where they would be. So that's why they're not there. But we are going to finish up this model real quick. Not real quick, but we're going to finish up this model. Next is just finishing up the dashboard. And to do that, there is a, this goes here. And then there is a piece that goes behind it. And I'm looking for that piece. Where's that piece? Oh, right here. Okay. So this goes behind the dashboard, and the decals go on this, and then this goes in front of it. So we'll go ahead and put the decals on here. We will put this together. We'll put the shifter in. We will I will use the gold pen. Actually, I got to figure out which one's closer to the decals, but I'll use one of these pens to detail the interior pieces that we need to detail. These are just Sharpies. You can get them anywhere. They're metallic gold Sharpie right here, and this is a metallic bronze Sharpie. So we'll see which one works the best, and we will put the inserts in the mirrors in the car, and probably tighten all this up, put in the brake there. We'll tighten all this up, and then we'll come back, and we will put the decals on together, because that is the most difficult thing with this build, is the decals. So we'll put the decals on together, and in the meantime, if I could find these little lights, the little marker lights, then I will put them in too. But the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put our glass in. Here's our glass right here. Here's our glass. And to do that, we use our Mod Podge. So you guys know what this is. I've showed it before. It's very thick, and it dries amazingly clear. So if you get a little bit on the plastic glass, it's not going to hurt anything. But we'll use this to put the glass inside here. And I have a feeling I'm not going to put the T-tops on it as a model kit. I think we may just leave the T-tops off to show them off. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put this together, and we'll be back when we have all the pieces. Before I put the body on, I'll show you the interior and the dash. All right, see you in a bit. I wanted to actually show you guys this because it's real simple. You just take a Sharpie, and we're just going to do the trim around. So you could see this is way easier than painting the trim. So you just take your Sharpie and there you go. All I hope you guys can see. So you can see there's the gold there. We did the gold on the trim over here. Go all the way in there. And we'll do the other trim on the doors with this. This is our metallic gold Sharpie. But you can see that's so much easier than actually trying to hand paint all this stuff. And it looks way, way better. And it's gold. So there you go. So it matches our trim. So we'll do that. I just wanted to do a quick show in case you guys haven't seen what we do with a Sharpie. So Sharpies are easy. They're inexpensive. You know, just take your time and use a steady hand. So this dashboard's a little tricky. So as you can see, and like I said, just coming at the dashboard, we've detailed the dashboard. Now this plastic piece goes in from behind. It goes in from behind the plastic piece down there. And by the way, that's why I buy this, which is called Helping Hands. And let me get you the box. These things are only $10. I bought mine at Hobby Lobby for 10 bucks. It's this. And I don't, they're not sponsoring or anything. It's just one of those things where it's very heavy metal. It also comes with a what is it, not micro glass, you know what I'm talking about, magnifying glass. But when you're doing something like this, it's really helpful. So I put on the, after we painted that little piece of plastic, went ahead and put some decal set on the plastic. Now I put decal set once we moved the dials, the dial decal for the dashboard here. Then you put some more decal set on it, and then you just let it sit and dry. And then in about an hour we'll go ahead and push that through the hole here, and we will have our dashboard complete. And while I got you here, if you want to look, here's the interior. So we detailed all the door handles with the Sharpie. We detailed the center with the Sharpie. We put the stick shift in, the CB radio or whatever that is. I guess it's a radio, I don't know. But we did the seat belts. We did the pull-on strap. We did the door handle. We did the detail on that. Real easy with the Sharpie. All we have to do is put the dashboard in. Oh, we did the steering wheel too. Check out the steering wheel. So that looks nice, I think. Both sides. So basically right now we're just waiting for this to dry, and then we'll finish the dashboard, finish the interior, and then move on from there. Alright, so I'm going to show you how we use Hodgepodge to put the lights in. We've got the wheels drying right now. I glue my wheels in. You don't have to, but I do. The rear ones were one metal axle. The front ones, you have a choice of the upper or lower holes. The lower holes make it go higher. The higher holes make it go lower. So if you want the stock look, which I did, I went in the lower holes, and that's just gluing right now and drying. Also, we just glued in the rear tail light. So this section, if you remember, was a clear piece, and then we used our Testors iridescent red on the back. We painted the back. Then we used craft white on the front here and just put in the rear, the backup lights. And then we used a black Sharpie, if you remember, I showed you, and we just did the lines across that were etched in. So, and then we painted using craft black tape the center piece. And then we used this, which again, Mod Podge, because Mod Podge dries clear. It's like a really thick Elmer's glue that dries perfectly clear, and we put that in behind this to glue them in, because that way it doesn't misshape any of the clear parts. So how we're going to do this is you take your Mod Podge, and that's Mod Podge. Whoop. If you look in there, see, it's almost like a paste. It's like a really thick, and you just take a nice gooey And always test fit, and I've already test fit the glass. So there's points here, and there's holes in the glass back here. And you can be heavy with it, because it will, even if you get a little bit where you think you could see it, you really can't. And then we're gonna just do the centerpiece part here, and take our glass where we've already painted the black for the visors, and then you can just see there's holes here. Line up the holes there, and line up the holes here in the front, and it snaps in. Now we also already with Hodgepodge, and I think I showed this on camera, but if I didn't, last night I took the mirror and used Hodgepodge and installed the mirror in the glass, so that way that was all dry and I didn't have to worry about that. So, and now we'll just stick this upside down over there, and we'll let that dry. We can just throw out the Q-tip. We don't have to even do cleanup. And we'll go ahead and close this. So we are getting really, really close. I know I said, oh, sorry about that. My lunch is done. But I know I said we're close, but we're still waiting on things to dry. And I said, next time we come back, you're gonna see it complete. No, you're not. It wasn't the next time, but pretty soon you're gonna see it complete. This also comes with 4 screws right here. And we will use the screws if we can. I don't know if they actually work on the body, but if they do, I always use them. Why not? It's one more extra thing that will keep this model together over time. So I'll see you shortly. Guys. All right, I want to show you guys the dashboard, because I don't think we're going to be able to see it once it's in there, but it's really cool. So when you have to put it on, like I showed you earlier on this piece here, you put the decal on and you push it from behind, and if you look at that, I'm really hoping you can see everything in there. So there's your tack, there's your clock, I think, in the middle, there's your speedometer. That's a tack because you can see the yellow and the red. There's your speedometer, and there's a couple other gauges. And because they're on a decal, it looks like there's glass in front of them. So I think that is really, really cool. I'm really happy the way this dashboard came out. We're going to go ahead and put this in the interior once our wheels are solidly glued and dried. So that's what we're waiting on. But anyway, I wanted to show you this. It's really cool. So when you do this model, I thought it was going to be a lot more delicate or hard. But as long as you let the decal dry and use some Salvaset so it's dry and stuck on there, super easy, super easy. Okay, so now that I've shown you the actual dash, and I said I don't know if we're going to be able to see it or not, so we're going to use a little bit of this hodgepodge right here, right? Our hodgepodge, because we still have to put on the gold face that goes on this. So what we're going to do is just use some of the hodgepodge, because hodgepodge dries clear. So we'll put this on there, and then we're going to put this in here. And now we're just going to let that all dry. And that will be our dashboard once this is all dry. And I know you don't believe me that you're not going to see all this, but I guarantee you I am telling you the truth. Wait till this dries. So we're just going to let it sit there and dry for a while. All right, so now we're a couple hours later, 3 hours later, and if you notice, you could see everything. It's clear. It's just, and actually it looks like glass. It looks like it has a, let's go closer to the light. It looks like it has glass over it now, right? So that's pretty cool. And in fact, if we look, here's the glass we put in, and we did all the, you know, this is not completely dry. It's only been about an hour and a half, but you could see how it dries clear. So for the windows, and that's a great thing for the windows. So this is the best part about Mod Podge, and you want to get the gloss luster, the gloss, okay? There's a couple different ones, so get the orange one, the orange gloss. That's the one you want. All right, let me show you that there's two little screws. So we've put the car together, the body together, and there's two screws here, so that really worked well. But in the back, there's no screws, and when you have so much tension from the front screws and there's nowhere else to screw, I think there is in there, but I can't get anything in there, and I'm not trying. So the nice thing is to have one of these vices here. So they're soft, like this part here is plastic. And what we did was we put glue in the back here, because I didn't glue the sides. I'm not gluing the sides, but we glued the back. And because of the spoiler, it has to be very, you can't, if you try to really vice grip it, it's going to crush because it's plastic. So you just have to go gentle in until it's holding it. And so we'll just have it hold this in shape for a couple hours until the glue, and we don't use you got to use the plastic glue that melts the plastic. You can't use I mean, you probably could use super glue or something, but over time it's just going to pop at some point. So you want to just put this, sit there, you know, do it gentle till it's just basically the pressure is just holding it all together. Let it sit here for a couple hours. It's not going to hurt anything. And then when we're done, the car pretty much is together. It's as finished as it is so that we can do our decals. So that's where we're at. We're at the decal side of this. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you, if you have a small vise, like I said, it's not an industrial. This is a model. Actually, I think this is for guns or something. I don't remember, but it's just a modeling vise or a hobby craft vise. I don't really know, because I can push this in and it just opens right up. And this thing does not squeeze as tight as you would think it does. It does have like a release to it. Anyway, I just kind of want to show, and there's a really good shot at the bottom. Anyway, all right, we'll be back when this is all solid and we can put the decals on. All right, guys, so here is the completed Trans Am without the decals. Now, I did do a little trim right there using my gold pen. I trimmed there because there is no decal for that. I trimmed there because there's no decal for that. However, on the real car I looked at, there was. We do not have the license plate on yet. As you can see, we've put all the lights on there. We've got the mirrors on there. We've got the only thing we are missing is the two lights here that are not on a chrome tree anywhere. Now, they show that they're a chrome tree or a clear tree, but they don't appear anywhere. I didn't see them anyplace, and I looked and looked. So I'm going to have to try to call and Revell or something and get those later. However, for right now, this is what we have now. The reason this hood is kind of jimmy is because we haven't glued this in yet, because we still have to put the 6.6 liter decals on this. Everything else though is complete, and if we take the camera close, actually we could bring the car up too, but if you look inside the T-tops, you could see how well detailed the interior is. I mean, that's really cool. That looks really good. Interior looks really, really good. Even to the 6x9 in the back. So, the wheels came out great, the way we wanted them to. We can see the exhaust tips are exactly where they're supposed to be, and they are not connected to the body. They're connected underneath. Here's underneath. So they come right off of the exhaust. So that all fits well. This car fit really, really well. This model fits really, really well. The only thing that I have right now, if you see that, is because this whole nose piece is not even glued on right now. But it's built so tightly and the design is so well that it can actually sit there like that. And until I get those extra pieces so I can put them in there, I'm not going to glue the nose piece on. But that doesn't mean that we can't complete the car with all the decals. So the first decal I think we'll do is we're going to put the first one on the hood. And I'm going to get that going, and we'll do that using the gold paint right here. This metallic Rust-Oleum Universal Metallic Gilded Brass is where all the gold is coming from here, and on the wheels and everything else, and I think it just looks fantastic. It matches perfectly right to the decals. So, and so does this Sharpie gold pen. It's the exact same color, so that's really good. This is a metallic gold pen, and so this works good too. So let's just get started here. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is put some of this Solvaset on the hood, which we just did. And now we're going to take the Flying Chicken, or Screaming Chicken, and we're just going to put the Screaming Chicken right on the hood. Because let's get started with what we got to get this one right, because if we don't get this right, then we don't have a Trans Am. So let's move that up a little bit more. Right to there. There we go. There's our Screaming Chicken. And then I'm going to put this. We'll go around the hole. Oh, and that was the problem. That was the issue right there. Come on. Alright, so this was going to be the problem. This is why I'm like, let's do these together, because I want you to see any mistakes I make, so if you build this model, you can tell what you need to do, because this model's the difficulty, and I think it says it takes 5 hours to build. I don't think it takes 5 hours to build at all. I don't think it takes 5 hours to build at all. I think it takes 2 hours to build, and then it takes the next 17.5 hours here to, oh, chicken's moved, to put these decals on. Alright, so let's get this one up here. Alright. Okay, now let's move them around. Where's my knife? Alright. You got to be careful when you use an X-Acto knife to move water slide decals, because you don't want to put so much pressure on the blade that it actually cuts. But we want to put enough pressure on the blade that it moves where the decal to where we want it to be. All right. So I think that's correct. And now we're just going to use the salva set on the decals themselves, pat them down, and the hood is done. Now we're just gonna lay that hood right there and breathe a heavy sigh of relief. All right, guys. So I put we've got the chicken on there, and then what I did was I put the 6.6 liter 6.6 liter decals on the cow induction, and then we just put the cow induction in and put the hood down the way it's supposed to be so that it will glue and be aligned. In the meantime, I also put up these lines on here. We did the decals that go around the front tail light. We did the decals that go up the pillar and across the top, across the the roof, around the back light, the ones that go around the doors. As I said, I used my marker to just use this because it doesn't come with any for this. I also used my marker to do the one that goes around the mirror because it doesn't show that. And then we also did the one that comes down here on the trunk, splits the trunk in half, and then goes on the front of the spoiler. So as you can see, that's where we're at, and we still have all these to go. We've got all the ones that go around the back, on the back bumper, the ones that go around the wheel, each of the wheel openings, and then I think there's one that goes around here on the bumper. So we still have a bunch to do. We also have the Pontiac one that goes on the nose right there, so you don't have to worry about painting that. That'll go there. And I'm looking and I don't see, but I'm kind of curious as to where the actual Trans Am decals are. I don't see anything that says Trans Am. So those are the marker lights. And then I'm looking and it doesn't say Trans Am on it anywhere. None of the decals say Trans Am, which I find ironic or odd. Ironic, is that ironic or is that odd? But it doesn't say Trans Am on it, and I'm just wondering if they did not get, I don't know, did the real one have Trans Am written there? Now we have to go back and look at the real one again to see, did it have Trans Am written right here? Or did they not put that on there for the movie? Huh. Anyway, we'll finish putting everything on. So if you don't see the decal that says Trans Am right there, it's because it doesn't have a decal that says that. Even on the box, if we look, there's no Trans Am decal right here where it should be. So, we'll keep working on it. But these are a lot easier to put on than I thought they were. I'd be honest with you. I thought this was going to be just crazy and nuts. And it actually isn't. The only thing is, no, I'm not putting the sunroofs on mine. Like I said, I'm going to keep my sunroofs off. But the sunroof glass, which we have, also gets one that goes across here. It goes right across the edge, which should be painted. The edge of the sunroof is painted black. But I'm not putting my sunroofs on. I'm just going to leave this open. Anyway, you do however you want to do it. I'm going to do mine. But the other thing is that there is only the gold. So there are some Trans Am models out there that'll come with like 4 or 5 different Screaming Chickens in different colors and everything. But this is the Smokey and the Bandit car. So you basically, you can do whatever you want, but it's made to be made just like the box. It doesn't really give you any alternatives unless you just do them yourself. So I will continue putting on all these decals, like that one, and these. And these, and the sheet is really good. The direction sheet I've been following, and it's very, very good on how to put these on. So there's the sunroofs, by the way. So the sunroofs go on, but like I said, I'm not going to put sunroofs on mine. All right, I'll be back when it's done.
Okay.
Hey guys. So while we wait for these all to dry and everything to do the final reveal, I got a question. This comes with Burt Reynolds' black cowboy hat. So, do we put the cowboy hat on the fender? Do we hang it off of the mirror here? Whoa. Shoot, where'd it go? Son of a bitch.
Where did I drop it? Oh, there it is.
All right, let me do it again. All right, this is the cowboy hat, Burt Reynolds cowboy hat that comes with it. It's very small and very slippery, so that's why I'm holding it with this little clamp thingy. Now, do we put it on the mirror and just hang it off the mirror? Do we lay it on the hood? Do we lay it on top of the car? Or do I put it in and lay it on the passenger seat? Where do you think it should go? Put in the comments where you should think this, where you think I should put this, because this is a cool little hat, and I need to keep it with the car. Maybe do you put it on the hood? So if you have an opinion, I'm not going to put it on until I read all the opinions in the comments after we post the video. But let me know what you think. All right, guys, final reveal, the Smokey and the Bandit by Revell, 77 Pontiac Firebird. Notice it's not a Trans Am, although it is a black bird, and it didn't say Trans Am here, so I don't know if the real movie car says it or not. I don't remember. I have to go look. But here is the gorgeous, and this came out so much nicer than I thought it was going to be. It was really difficult, especially all the different gold line decals that have to go on this thing. But it came out looking spectacular. I am absolutely 100% pleased with this. It was an easy kit to put together as far as the kit. Even that interior, and look at that interior, that dashboard and everything else, they make it easy. It's like 4 pieces. You have the decal, you have the backing piece, you have the actual dashboard, then you have the front piece of the dashboard. They make it real easy to make it look spectacular. The gold Sharpie that we used was great because it allowed us to detail around the shifter, the radios, the steering column, this part right here, these little lines that go around the air cleaner, which in the real one have gold around them, but there's no decals for them. Now, the fit is really excellent. If you see just a tad bit of a gap on the front here, it's because this front piece isn't even glued on. The only issue we had was the 2 tiny little lights that go in here were not included, so I had to, or I threw them out. I'm not going to blame Revell or anything. Maybe they were thrown out, so I'm going to have to put those on. So this nose piece isn't even glued on. That's how well fitting this kit is that nose piece isn't even glued on right now, and you can't even really tell. So the engine, which I had a concern with because you really have to line up the cow induction air cleaner that sits up through the hood. And here, you know, when you're building an engine, you think, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to have to fudge it so when the lid is closed, that's what it looks like. But if we go ahead and open this lid, or the hood, and let's take the hood off. That's glued in. Everything fits. Everything, the fan, the shroud, all this fits. There was no customization of any kind at all with that engine. And it fits exactly perfect, lined up perfect with the hole in the hood. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys got to get this model kit. You need to get this kit. It is just, you have to have this in your collection. You have to do it, and you have to try. And like I told you at the very beginning of the build, this was kind of a little scary to me because of all the decals and everything that I knew were going to come with it. But at the end of the day, it was probably a real easy kit to do. It was a real easy paint job. Everything's black, so you don't have to do too much of that. Now, the only question we have, and please put in the comments, where do I put the hat? Do we put the hat on the passenger seat? Do we put the hat up here on the hood? Do we put the hat hanging off the mirror? Does it go on the driver's seat? So this little black hat that comes with it, for now I can just hang it there, I guess. So I'll hang it on the mirror for the moment, but anyway, like always, we'll put some pictures up, some still pictures up, but thanks for watching. We've got 15 or 20 other videos up of model kits. We've got over 200 of the real cars and the real Bandit. So Burt Reynolds' real car. So in honor of him passing, here we go. And we also built a police car last week. Last try on Thanksgiving was the police car. So now we have Smokey and the Bandit. April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.